you so much, Kerry. Just making sure, I hope everybody can see my slides. All right, assuming silence as yes, I'll take a quick moment to introduce my organization, Everest Group. Everest Group is a Dallas-based research and advisory firm focused exclusively on global sourcing industry, with over 30 years of experience supporting 500 plus service providers and many Fortune 50 enterprises globally. We focus on delivering data-driven insights and thought leadership to our clients. We support our clients in their journey to build robust strategies, address implementation challenges, optimize their processes, and help them validate their business decisions. All right, so with that, let's jump right into the topic for today, IoT. What I'm going to do is start with a very high level introduction and the definition of what we mean by IoT. So IoT for us is a confluence of technologies bringing together machines, processes, assets, people, all of them in one place, essentially transforming these physical entities into virtual elements for the objective of enabling smarter business decisions. Now, I think I talked about a lot of jargons here, so let me break it down and simplify it. I'll deep dive into the smarter business decisions and the confluence of technologies over the next 12 to 15 minutes. Let's start with business decisions first. What is it that enterprises are trying to derive out of IoT as they invest in this technology? We have been speaking to a lot of our enterprise clients and surveying, understanding what they are trying to achieve out of IoT. Four broad categories of objectives that we see them focusing on. They're trying to optimize their business, engage with their clients better, integrate their businesses well, or they're able to, or they are trying to drive innovation via IoT. However, as we think about the past 12 to 18 months in specific, 43% of enterprises have been focusing on optimization as the key driver for investment in IoT. And when we say optimization, what you see towards the right, operational efficiency, cost reduction, productivity improvement, risk management. These are all the objectives that enterprises want to achieve as they embark on this journey of IoT adoption. Now let's do a little bit of double click to see how different enterprises perform or what are the different characteristics that different enterprises, different industries demonstrate as we think about these four categories of objectives. What we are witnessing is, if we look at manufacturing and energy and utilities, which have traditionally been the leaders in IoT adoption with asset-heavy, businesses trying to connect those assets and remotely monitor them, etc. For them, operational efficiency, cost reduction, those continue to be the key driver for IoT adoption. However, what's really interesting is we see a lot of consumer-facing industries. Think about healthcare, think about retail, travel and transportation. These are the industries which were not the traditional leaders of IoT adoption, but the growth that we are seeing in these industries in terms of IoT adoption and interest in IoT is surpassing even the traditionally interested industries of energy and manufacturing. And as we look at these consumer-facing industries, we see a huge interest by these enterprises in focusing on stakeholder experience, business innovation, and of course, operational efficiency remains one of the key drivers underneath. But a lot of them are focusing on enhancing a stakeholder experience, which includes employees as well as their own customers. To further drill down on, hey, we talked about enterprises are trying to achieve this, that, all the operational objectives, et cetera. Now, what are the parameters that they take into consideration as they think about investing in IoT? There are two key themes that we witness. They are focusing on use cases that can deliver high impact in a short frame of time. So payback period should be low, the impact should be high. And that is how the decision of which use cases to target now versus later is being undertaken. Think about use cases like telehealth, supply chain tracking, remote asset management, for example. Essentially, all of those that you see at the green box, the right bottom corner, All of these and many more of the similar sort are geared towards ensuring business continuity. And over the past 12 to 18 months, this set of use cases has gained much more traction than any time in the past. Of course, as the world recovers from the pandemic, as enterprises have more cash reserves, as they start focusing towards more broader objectives, being driven from their IoT investments, that's when we expect them to move towards higher order and more complicated use cases like smart city, connected hospitals, and entire connected facility management, and so on and so forth. So, that's what I wanted to share from a business objective standpoint. IoT being used to achieve certain business objectives, primarily around cost optimization and ensuring more resiliency. Now, let's also talk about the first jargon that I mentioned, which was around confluence of technologies. What are these different technologies out there which we are seeing coming together to help enterprises realize these objectives? Now, while IoT in itself is a huge ecosystem of technologies, sensors, networks, platforms, this, that, all of it, but alone that entire stack of IoT is also not enough. It requires support of capabilities coming in from edge computing, artificial intelligence and advanced analytics, immersive technologies like AR, VR, and even blockchain to be able to deliver on those higher order benefits that enterprises have now started to target via their technological investments. So essentially, the crux is nobody is buying IoT as, hey, let's invest in IoT. Everybody is thinking of what are my business objectives? I want to optimize my cost. So what can lead me to it? It can so IoT by means of enabling better connectivity to my assets, better control on maintenance of those assets, combined with blockchain capabilities, maybe remote visibility of those via AR, VR, and advanced analytics. Together, all of these technologies together will help me realize that end objective. So nobody buys IoT as IoT, but they buy but everybody invests in or buys IoT as a business solution. Now, just to double click on each of these technologies that I'm mentioning and where or how we are seeing these come in as part of various IoT use cases. As per our survey, we are seeing a lot of interest and a lot of already scaled implementations where artificial intelligence is playing a big role in the IoT use cases. Edge computing, again, is something that's coming up very rapidly. Think about autonomous cars. They cannot function without edge computing. Blockchain, immersive technologies like AR, VR, those are other areas where we are seeing a lot of interest and POCs happening. However, large-scale implementations is something that's still a distance apart when it comes to IoT in confluence with blockchain and immersive technologies. Now, all of this that we have talked about, different technologies coming together, IoT being a complicated ecosystem, all of this it just complicates the heck out of an enterprise IT organization, right? And that's where enterprises needs to take an informed decision of which are the partners they need to go ahead with, who are the capability providers that they want to join hands with to be able to achieve this end business objective that they are targeting. One of the key capability providers that that are absolutely important in the IoT space are the platform providers. And if we look at the entire landscape of platform providers, again, that's a huge, complicated story in itself. There are the hardware providers, there are the cloud providers bringing their own platforms, the telecom providers, even the service providers bring in their own platform. But each of them bring in unique capabilities to build that end-to-end connected ecosystem. And that's a decision enterprises needs to take very, very cautiously of which are the capabilities that they need to source from which service providers and how do they eventually build their entire stack of IoT capabilities and that end-to-end solution they are eventually targeting. So what you see on the screen here are just some of the leading providers that we are seeing out there in the market from different layers of that platform. say the OT or the hardware vendors like ARM or the GE Predicts of the world, the cloud providers like AWS and Azure, obviously leading in the market, telecom providers like the ones from Jasper and Telit, or even, like I mentioned, service providers and some vertical specific niche specialist providers out there, providing very specific solutions to enable business value from the IoT investments. So essentially, enterprises needs to answer two broad questions: selection of the right partner, which includes services partner as well as the platform partners. And secondly, a very important question that enterprises need to solve for is, as they think about IoT, investing in IoT, how do they plan for scaling of these IoT implementations? Again, let me shed a bit more light on both of these aspects. As we look at the scaled adoptions out there in the market, we are seeing every enterprise leveraging at least two or more platform providers to be able to build their entire IoT stack. And when that happens, it's very important for enterprises to take a conscious understanding, a conscious investment of which platform fits in their ecosystem well, which are the ones that they can invest in such that they can also scale up with those capabilities. So a long-term vision of investment is what needs to be taken right up front. The second aspect to it is, as you think about those long-term investments, the talent part becomes very important. I think all of us would agree very strongly that there is a huge talent war going out there in the market, and that has just aggravated over the past 6 months. Now, in that scenario, what we've done is we calculated or we estimated the kind of demand supply gap that exists for various important technologies in the IoT market. And what we realized was AWS and Azure, while they are the highest in demand from an IoT cloud platform standpoint, they are also the ones where the demand supply gap is the highest. So as you go and invest in AWS IoT as your cloud platform for IoT implementations, you also need to think about now, how do you ensure scalability, which would require regular supply of talent and management and analytics and all of that. And that is where the key partner, the second set of key partners after the platform providers, comes into picture, which is your service partners. As we look at the services ecosystem, service partners essentially helping in system integration, application development, enabling maintenance, analytics, insights, all of those. That market is expected to grow at a massive, massive pace of 20 to 24%, which is much, much ahead of most of the other technologies out there in the market. And all of this is because enterprises would need support, not just for selection of these platform providers, but also implementation, maintenance, and further enhancement of the IoT investments that they've just made. I think I've spoken a lot. I would just want to close this part of mine by leave you with one last thought. When enterprises start thinking about IoT, they start thinking about it from a sensors and devices standpoint, which is your first step, connected things. Now, what we are seeing over the past 12 to 18 months, enterprises thinking a bit more broadly about connected people and processes, expanding their scope of influence from IoT beyond just connected assets or connected devices. However, the future or the real value from IoT will actually come from a more open, collaborated and connected ecosystem where it goes beyond your immediate business and your immediate organization, but also includes your partners, your suppliers, your warehouses, and even your customers. All of that connected ecosystem that builds a connected business in its true sense is what will deliver the true value that IoT stands to deliver. With that, I'd like to close my part of the presentation, and back to you, Kerry.
Okay, that was absolutely awesome. Thanks, Alicia. I have got some questions, but in the interest of time, I'm going to hold those to the discussion at the end.